What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Will back with another video. Now today, we're gonna be discussing what is a big topic, but is it really a big topic? We'll get into that. It's the cornerback battle that's gonna go on in training camp, and who's gonna start outside, inside, and slot at the corner position for the Cleveland Browns. Now, why is this important? This is a big deal because the Browns got like a bad good problem, was where they got three really good corners, and a lot of people don't realize how good they are. But they got, and I'm not saying this from a Browns fan. I try to be as unbiased as possible when it comes to my takes and how I feel about certain players. But the Cleveland Browns got three corners on their team that I could confidently say will be number ones on Pittsburgh, will be number twos on Cincinnati and Baltimore. And if I knew every team's DB chart or DBs, I will be able to give you at least probably like 20 teams that pretty much, if you got a below average or average CB2 on your team, or a B minus, maybe CB1, the Browns got three corners that would start on your team easily. But only two guys can start outside corner, and one guy has to start inside, or somebody will get benched. So let's go into that and let's discuss that. So you got Denzel Ward, of course, the Warden. He's the one with the big contract, fourth pick in the draft. You got Martin Emerson, the young guy that just came in, kind of the longer wide receiver, a little bit taller and bigger than the Ward. And then you got Greg Newsome, a first-round pick. Now, Emerson was a third-round pick. Greg Newsome, a first-round pick. So going into last year, the original idea was that they were going to draft Martin Emerson to kind of guard tight ends and play a little bit of slot, go in there and get kind of like the big heavy guys, the big bodies, because guys like Mike Williams tear our team alive. That big body wide receiver really gives us problems. So we went in and got Martin Emerson in the third round. At the time, a lot of people wasn't really happy with that pick, including me, myself. I thought we could have grabbed like a receiver or something. But we went and got Martin Emerson in the third round. And then when we went and did that, nobody really thought it created any type of dilemma, because the clear starters was Greg and Denzel. But then Joe Wood started wanting to throw Newsome on the slot to see if he could play a little bit of slot. On top of with a lot of the communication issues that was going on in Joe Wood's system, it kind of like messed up the entire flow of how we could look at these cornerbacks. But in the large light, what we did realize is that Martin Emerson is really good. Martin Emerson probably should have been a first-round pick last year. If he was coming out this year with that type of tape that he put on the NFL last year, he would be a first-round pick by far. Martin Emerson is a first-round talent. The fact that he fell to the third is an absolute steal and gets underrated a lot by Andrew Berry. But so is Greg Newsome, and so is Denzel Ward. I think we got three first-round corners on our team. But only two can start outside corner. Only two can play that, and one gonna have to play the slot. Unless Cal Mitchell comes in there and plays the slot, and Greg or Emerson gets benched. So what do I think gonna happen? Now, Denzel Ward recently put out in an interview today, as I'm recording this video, probably 5 minutes ago, I just watched it, and Jim Schwartz, they kind of mentioned and talked about who's going to play inside, who's going to play outside, how is that going to work. And Jim Schwartz pretty much said what they're going to do what's best for the team. They don't care about who's happy and who's unhappy. He said Greg has been great. Greg has been asked to play inside and outside. Then Denzel Ward came out and later said that he's going to play a lot more inside than he did last year as well. So what I think is going to end up happening with Jim Schwartz running more of like a man system, I think that he's going to be able to get out there and pretty much go off matchups. So I feel like the idea of, I don't know, I'm going to give you guys a basketball terminology. You guys watch basketball, when Russell Westbrook was on the Lakers, he came off the bench, but he played 35 minutes. I think he came off the bench, or he played more minutes than the starter, which is, to me, pretty stupid as a basketball and a football kind of a knowledgeable guy. I think it's pretty dumb. But not here nor there. I'm obviously not a head coach. I think you should start your best players. But I think what's going to happen is maybe Newsome or Emerson was come off the bench or play slot, or, you know what I'm saying, depending on the game. Now, if it's a game like Cooper Kupp is playing, you know, Cooper Kupp plays the slot. If Cooper Kupp's in there, I think in that scenario, you throw Emerson and Newsome outside and you put Ward inside to follow Cooper Kupp. Situations like that. Or in a scenario where we playing Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, you put Martin Emerson on there on the outside. You put Ward on the outside to match up with Godwin, and you let Greg take the guy in the slot. We could give another example like, let's go with the Seahawks. DK Metcalf, I'll put DK. I put Martin Emerson on DK. Tyler Lockett, I would probably put Greg Newsome on Tyler Lockett, and I let Denzel Ward go get Njigba. That's what I would do. And Njigba would play like, you know, kind of like inside out. I'll let Ward follow Njigba. DK's not going to take that many snaps at slot, but let Emerson follow DK. And we actually play the Seahawks, so that's going to be a great wide receiver cornerback matchup. And then obviously the elephant in the room, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Cincinnati Bungles of Kentucky. You know, they got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. So in that scenario, you know, you put Chase on Ward, or Ward on Chase, T on Emerson, and let, you know what I'm saying, Newsome and Ward swap on and off between Emerson and Boyd. Not Emerson, Chase and Boyd. But Newsome, of course, would be guarding Boyd for the most part. Now, if Ward starts getting ate up, then that's when you would put Newsome on there, because Newsome is closer to Ward than Ward is to Emerson. So it's a lot of different matchups to go off. But as long as somebody's not predominantly playing slot the entire year, I don't think it should be any problems. I think it's kind of an overrated story. I think some of the issues that happened last year was that we had Ward and Emerson. Once Emerson, I think Newsome missed a game. And once Newsome missed a game, we pretty much had Emerson starting on the opposite side, which nobody expected us to do it with a third-round corner in his rookie year. But he played so good. He played so good. It's like, hey, he's going to get playing time. And I feel like we'll get to this topic another day. I feel like that's going to become some of the things that happen with Marquise Godwin that's going to lead to guys like, you know, Anthony Schwartz and Hakeem Grant to get cut. Once that sixth guy starts looking so good, like, you know, not taking in if we get D-Hop. Everybody's been talking about that. It's building up a lot of smoke, by the way. I'm trying not to get excited. But, you know, Coop, Moore, DPJ, Godwin. Coop, Moore, DPJ, Tillman, Godwin. David Bell's not getting cut. So once Godwin and Moore start doing a lot of stuff Hakeem Grant and Anthony Schwartz could do, but at a better level, they're going to be gone. And you're not going to cut David Bell. He was a third-round pick, and it was his rookie year. David Bell could be a diamond in the rough that nobody is talking about if you go back and look at his college production. So it's going to be a lot of stuff to pay attention to. The biggest thing is just making sure these guys stay healthy. And then as far as going back to the cornerback room, I know I got a little bit off track, but going back to the cornerback room, like we still got A.J. Green and Cal Mitchell out there. Cal Mitchell as like a backup slot or a starting slot, and then A.J. Green as a backup boundary corner. So I feel like it's a lot. I feel very comfortable in that room. You could very easily throw out there. And then the chances of A.J. Green starting boundary corner, I mean, two guys had to be down, and knock on wood, that don't happen, but what's the odds of that? I mean, I don't think that happened last year at all where Ward and Emerson or somebody was like that was out, but if two corners was to go down, I still feel confident in Martin Emerson and A.J. Green out there with Cal Mitchell in the slot. That's a very, very deep cornerback room. I feel that good about our secondary in general. Of course, we could lose some more linebackers, but I feel like the linebacker play was obviously not helped by how bad the defensive line was. And the secondary wasn't helped by how bad the communication was on Joe Woods. So, I'm very confident in our defense. But we shall see. Been watching the OTAs videos. We still getting beat over the top, but Watson's throwing bombs everywhere. So, could just be the offense being spectacular. You guys like, comment, subscribe if you're new. If you made it to this far in the video, we doing a 100 sub giveaway. We giving away a jersey. All you gotta do is follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, sub, turn your notice on, and comment down below on the video that you done. And that's gonna enter. We need 10 out of 100 subs to enter the contest for me to give you a giveaway. And then, obviously, if it's more than 10 people, we'd take that into account and we'd do it. But I'm pretty much just gonna put y'all names in a little hat, pull it out, and then that's when I send off. I'll just probably DM you on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter, however, get your address and send you off your jersey. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. It's Will the GOAT. I'm out. Peace.